Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 3. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. Now, listen, this episode, they spent far too much time on these receptions. It's like, for the love of God, how many minutes can we watch them cha-cha slide? And all we gonna do is sit down and talk to the people. Are y'all gonna have sex? I don't know. I don't know if she wants to. I don't know if he wants to. We got it. But child, let's get into the review, honey, because I got some things to say. Cameron and Claire. So she's about to come out. Cameron is answering a few questions from the bridesmaids. Honey, her sisters are like, oh my God, what's your name? And they're asking all types of questions. She walks in, she waves. And I was like, okay. She does not seem too disappointed. I think I actually saw her take a sigh of relief, like, oh, okay, he's not entirely a dweeb, okay? So after hearing his voice, she told him that his gift made sense. Now, I do appreciate that, Claire, because for a minute there, I was like, okay, Claire, you're going to be my problem child. But I think it might be all right, child. I really do. So the officiant reads the letters from the family. Her family had good things to say about her, and the family said that they will welcome him with open arms, but he has to survive a good roasting. So her family like to get together and kiki. His family basically said he's tall and has a good head of hair. So now they read their personal vows. And I loved how they had her brother's picture sitting in the seat as a memorial. It was very beautiful. It was. And they kept panning over to it. And I was just like, that's so sweet. It was sweet, yet heartbreaking all at the same time. Because I know she would have loved him to had been there. And his picture was in the seat to witness it. I just loved it. I really did. I love that. Moving forward. So Cameron said, if their marriage fails, they can blame the experts. I'm like, I know that's right. It never stopped us. We do it every season. Baby, we blame them every season. Dr. Peppers. Okay. We need you to show up. Then they put each other's rings on, right? And his actually didn't fit. I'm like, Claire, you ain't slick. He was hoping that made it void, but it don't. You still married, okay? Now, by the power vested in Married at First Sight, y'all are now pronounced Cameron and Claire. You may kiss your bride. So, baby, they kiss. They walk out, and so she's asking him if it's Cam or Cameron. He said it's Cameron. I stopped being Cam when I was like 10, okay? I grew from a boy to a man. I said, okay, boys to men, although we've come. I hope y'all don't sing End of the Road when it gets down to the decision day, honey. Because it seemed like y'all acting a fool in these previews. Do you hear me? Claire was actually really pleased with him, though, y'all. She really was. She said he's handsome. He's tall. She loves his accent. She loves his hair. She just loved everything about him. He said, there's definitely chemistry. And if they were out at the bar, he would definitely talk to her and whatnot. So as they're sitting down, he starts telling her how he got to Denver and how his family is back in New Zealand. And she asked him, well, does your family know that you got married at first sight? He did say yes, but he wants to go back to New Zealand to have another wedding for them. And that reminded me of Love is Blind this past season with Lydia and Milton. Child, I know we don't need to cross over, honey, but it's the same production team. They actually got married again in Puerto Rico because her family was unable to attend the wedding that they had here. So that's what that reminded me of. Anywho, so he asked about the memorial picture on the chair, and she's telling him that she's actually a quadruplet, but her brother passed away. And she's also telling him that her parents have 6 kids and her sisters are going to roast him and they're going to ask him the burning questions. And when I tell you the way that Cameron was looking, I said, baby, I hope he ain't a fugitive. I think I saw him start to sweat. I said, baby, not little beads of sweat. Baby, them eyes was shifty. If you did not watch anything, go back and watch that scene when she said that her sisters were going to be asking him questions. He looked very scary. And I watched too much ID channel. So to me, I was just like, I'm watching you, Cameron. Emily and Brennan. Virginia 2.0, honey. I told y'all. So they're taking their wedding photos. And I have to say that their families actually look like they match. She seems to fit right in with the aesthetics of his family. He fits in with the aesthetics of her family. They just look cute together. And that's about where it starts and stops for me with Emily and Brennan. Because, baby, something ain't right. So they're taking the photos. And I just can't believe that Emily has never had a relationship. Child, she just put everything on black with marrying a stranger. She was like, I'm all in. I bet all my chips. Emily went down to Vegas and said, listen, meet me at the Elvis Chapel, honey. I'm ready to get married. I ain't never had a man, but that's okay. You in the white tux, come with me. I'm just like, Emily, like when I really just think about it in the grand scheme of things, you really do need relationship experience. You know, I know that some people are like, well, it doesn't matter. She can still get married. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's like you getting behind the wheel of a car and just deciding to put your foot on any pedal that you see. You will end your ass up in a ditch. Okay. You have to have some driving lessons. Like, absolutely not. Cameron and Claire. Same thing. They're taking pictures. And that's where I realized how tall Cameron actually is. I'm like, is he very, 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 very tall? Or is Claire very, 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 very short? I think it's a mixture of the two. Becca, aka Pink, and Austin. So Becca is reminding us yet again that she's a wedding photographer. Becca, we got it. Becca gonna tell you she a wedding photographer if she don't do nothing else. Seeing as how I'm a wedding photographer, I know exactly how things should be positioned. She's not holding her camera right. But you know what? I'm gonna take it easy because I am actually a wedding photographer. Becca, ma'am. We got it. Okay. Now I like me some Pink. But Becca now, child, she trying to take the photographer's job. She's like, don't y'all put your hands in your pocket. You know what? It's okay. And I was just like, Becca, just enjoy the moment. You aren't at work. Take it easy. Okay. Take it easy. So then Becca, after being married for all of 6 minutes, she offers the girls some advice on how to be a wife. Let's hear it, Becca. What you got to say, Pink? Becca said, number 1, make out often. Number 2, make out often. And number 3, think your husband is hot. Okay, Becca, got it. Baby, if only it was that easy. Make out with him, and think he's hot, honey, because most of us think they hot when we marry him. So if we just make out often, we might make out with a husband at the end of it all. I know that's right, Becca. So now it's time for the receptions. First up is Orion and Lauren. So he's telling her, you know, that he was floored when he met her because she asked him, she said, what did you think when you first met me? He said, I was floored. Like, you're beautiful. I said, okay, now, Orion, because I knew that she was waiting on you to compliment her. Okay. And I don't know if it was sincere because she had to ask you, but I'm going to take it for now because I think you're an all right guy so far, but I don't know what's going to go down. So for now, we'll take it. So they have their first dance. It's giving 1, 2, 1, 2. I said, what is happening here, honey? So Orion is telling her about him being a grass dancer. And I love that she's willing to learn about his culture. She's very open. She asks questions. She's not like, oh, okay, that's cool, and then moves on to something else. She actually wants to know and learn. So then she tells him that she's never dated outside of her race. And he said, oh, I ain't never dated inside mine. Oh, baby. Let's see how this gonna go. Cameron and Claire. Claire must be so tiny because they're having his first dance and she can barely reach his waist. I mean, they do look nice together, but y'all know what it reminded me of? Claire is dancing with him, how little kids dance on your feet, rocking side to side. And you be like picking them up with your feet. That's how they're dancing. I said, what is happening, honey? He did make her feel comfortable, though. And that gained him some major points with her, baby, because she kept saying, he made me feel so comfortable. And he didn't make me feel bad about being a shorty. He's awesome. So, I mean, I guess it worked out. Emily and Brennan. So they're at the reception. They rang the bells for them to kiss. I'm like, I hope that wasn't Emily's first kiss. But judging from what she told them groomsmen over there, she has kissed before. A bunch of frogs, honey. And that's why they didn't turn into her prince. So they start getting to know each other. She's a year older than him. He's like, yeah, I'm 28. She's like, oh, I'm older than you. He said, what are you, 30? No, I'm 29. Girl, shut up. And he was like, what kind of car do you drive? Now, Brennan, I don't know if you rusty or you never been in a relationship before or whatever's going on, honey. What kind of car do you drive? That is a strange question to ask somebody to get to know them. And truth be told, I think you just wanted her to know that you drive an Audi. I was like, boy, get out of here. So she told him what she did at the bachelorette party. She's like, what did you do? Did you have fun at the bachelor party? At my bachelorette party, I took shots off the stripper. Okay. Now, Emily, okay, why did you tell him that? That is TMI. See, that's why you need relationship experience. Because if you had been with somebody prior to that you took seriously, you would know to keep your damn mouth closed. Because I feel like Brennan is a judgy something. I really do. And I also feel, based on his response, that he may have a bit of a control issue and try to change Emily, aka Virginia 2.0. So Eric is going to try to change Virginia, and it's going to be season 12 all over again. Y'all mark my words, come right back to this review when it starts going down. But girl, you are talking too much. You do not have to say all of that. Nobody wants to hear about their wife taking shots off of a stripper. Girl, what? Becca and Austin. So these two are chatting about, what they dress like outside of these fancy clothes. And basically they both dress like gaming skaters who don't skate, but they do game. Okay, got it. They have so much in common to the point that it's scary. Everything that she says, he's like, me too. And everything that he says, she's like, me too. But this is what I've noticed so far throughout this season. I've noticed just by these 3 episodes from this season, right away, all of the couples really seem to be happy with their matches. They really do seem to be happy with how the experts paired them together. And I like that. And I do hope that they keep it up. But we know they won't. Lauren and Orion. So it's time for them to eat and chat. You know how they sit at the head of the table, child, and they get to talking and eating. So he asked her what her dad thought. And she was like, he basically said it was strange. And I was giving a little weirdo. Okay, he really don't like it. She did say that if there were anyone that she was closest to in the entire world, it was her mom. Her mom didn't judge her. Her mom was very open. Now she she gave an example that I cannot repeat here over on the YouTube, honey, because I want this to be monetized. But I was like, girl, why would you give that as an example? Because she was like, I never would do that, but she wouldn't judge me. But then she went on to say, she would be like, how was it? Did you like it? I'm like, what? Now, let me tell you something. I am going to be the most non-judgmental parent there is. But baby, I'm not about to ask you if you liked always Coca-Cola. And I'm not about to ask you if you liked Coca-Cola. I'm just not. Okay. But she did say that her mom was non-judgmental. So he starts to tell her that he lived with his mama and he in between gigs and whatnot. Now, me personally, I was like, skirt. It's giving Steve no jobs. Okay. It's really giving Steve. And y'all know what? Speaking of Steve, what happened to their endorsement from www.jamesallen.com? I have not heard from James Allen all season long. He probably dropped out. And see, James, this is your fault, because you could have really had the people on the hook if you would have come over here and let me plug you during these Married at First Sight reviews, and people would have went on over there to the website. But now we ain't heard nothing from you. You lost your sponsorship. So anywho, that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. But I just realized that we have not heard from James Allen. So back to the mess. Lauren did not judge him, y'all. She didn't. She said that, her family brought up the fact that maybe he lives with his mom. And she said she doesn't care as long as he's doing something with his time and trying to make it better and not just staying stagnant. And I just thought Lauren is so sweet. Her personality really is everything, because that could have gone left real fast. Now, I hope, like Lauren said, he's going to make good use of his time. Don't think you're just going to be living with that mama and going to move me in with that mama down in that basement, because that ain't going to work. Claire and Cameron. So they're talking, and Claire tells him that she usually attracts losers and users. Child, me too. Claire, we got something in common. Honey, shout out to Bobby and Whitney. I definitely attract the losers and the users. And he was saying, well, looking at you, I could see why. But then he quickly cleaned it up and he was like, no, what I mean is you're so pretty that, they just get mesmerized and you just draw them in. So she attracts men like that. I was like, Cameron, you clean that up real good. So they started talking about family. He's letting her know, even though his family isn't there, they are the type of family that she would like. So we see the family and friends speaking their speeches. You know how they go around and they pan over to each couple, and we see all of their friends and their families giving their speeches, clanking their wine glasses. And baby, Lauren was not afraid to correct them on the pronunciation of her man's name. She said, it's Orion. Okay, not Orion. Now listen, Lauren, I accidentally said that on my first review, girl. Don't hold me to it. Baby, because she looked like she was playing. It's Orion. Okay. Now, Lauren, I didn't know. So I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I ain't know. Okay. But now that I know, I will make sure that I say his name correctly. And I was just like, girl, I know that's right. My man, my man, my man. Let's just get to the honeymoons. Okay, this was at the point where I was looking and I went to go get me a refreshing beverage break because where's all the mess? Honey, let's get to where the mess goes down. I'm ready to see how they adapt to each other after the adrenaline wears off. Because right now it's new, it's shiny. Oh, they're cute. Oh my gosh. But we really need to get to those shared apartments because that's when you really see what a person is made of in those shared apartments. Becca and Austin. So her bridesmaids are talking to Austin and he said, I just can't believe that we have so much in common. Becca on the other side is telling his groomsmen that her first impression of Austin is he's genuine. They said, well, he's pretty straightforward. She said, oh, good, because I'm straightforward. I do not beat around the bush. If I feel some kind of way, I'm going to tell you. So then his groomsmen started asking her if she goes to Pound Town quickly. And she was like, I just go with the flow. Now, I don't like that. I don't know y'all. So please stop asking me if I'm DTF. Don't ask me things like that. Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. Like, we just met. Like, what is going on? They said, well, he moves a little bit slower. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, her bridesmaids are telling him that she's super sex positive and very touchy. I said, oh, man. Now, I don't know if this gonna work. Because if she's super sex positive and super touchy and he moves slower, she gonna get an attitude because he ain't moving fast enough. And baby, it's gonna be a fool. Orion and Lauren. So they're doing a traditional dance from his culture where it was basically follow the leader and all the family is involved. She loved it because it integrated everybody together. And she was just like, yeah, I like it. Now, at this point, as I'm watching Orion and Lauren, I'm wondering if Lauren is just saying all the right things. Don't get me wrong. I think this is her personality and I think she's sweet. But a part of me also feels like she's just going with the flow, whether she believes what she's saying or not. Did anybody else get that vibe? I don't know. It was just something. And I was just like, I wonder if Lauren is being all the way truthful. I don't know if she's 100% attracted to him. And I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. Austin and Becca. So she's talking to his roommate. The roommate is filling her in on his little, quirks and whatnot. She said he starts projects and doesn't finish them. I said, red flag. I hope that does not include this marriage. Because Austin, you cannot get over here and start this marriage and then leave it in the living room and don't finish it. It's not going to work. Cameron and Claire. So he's talking to her sisters. He's like, yeah, your mom loves me, by the way. Academically, I'm like the best. I own a bike shop. I'm so great. I was like, easy, Cameron. We don't know you yet. Okay, well, we don't know you. So you can tell us anything. We need to see, show, and prove. But baby, that one sister got in the confessional and she was like, yeah, he thinks he's great, but we shall see. I'm like, I know that's right, sister. That ex is talking on Beyonce's internet about you, Cameron, and it is not the best. And don't think I didn't find out. Okay, she is saying some things about you. Maybe I should do a video about that. But yeah, Cameron, honey, she's saying you are not the greatest. I'm just saying. Moving forward. Lauren and Orion. So she's talking to his friends and they asked if she had any red flags. She said that her red flag would be seeking external validation, but she's working on it. Anybody will be lucky to have you because the fact that you are so self-aware, I love me a self-aware queen. And the fact that you are so easily able to say, I yearn for other people's validation. That's not easy to admit because I have to be honest. A lot of us do that, including me. So, I love that she was able to say it. And she also told them, she said, look, y'all can get to know my red flags as you get to know me and tell me what they are. Because I don't know all of them, but I do know that one. Now, I'm hoping that Orion will give her the same grace that she gave him about living with that mama. Now, Orion, listen here. Them previews show you don't give much grace. Now, I don't know exactly what went down, baby. But when I get to the part where I tell y'all about the preview, then we can talk about it together. Let's continue. So, baby, he over there talking to her daddy. So he asked Orion if he's looking at Colorado as his permanent residence. He said no, because he wants to live on the East Coast and he wants to have a house here to come play in the snow. But he also wants to go sit over on the beach. He asked him an innocent question, y'all. Daddy starts leaning into him. Well, what I didn't hear is you taking into consideration your wife. You have to ask her opinion as well. And what I didn't hear. And I was just like, sir, give him a minute. You asked him a question and he answered you honestly. He's only been married for 2 seconds. I am almost 1000% sure that he is going to run that by Lauren. Please pipe down. I was like, this daddy, here's something else. So then Orion tells him that he doesn't like matriarchy and he doesn't like people to push him around. And I said, oh, well, baby, you married the wrong one, honey, because Lauren looked like she gonna tell you what to do and where to go. So her daddy goes, well, I mean, you really don't need my approval. Y'all already married. Orion told him that he wants it anyway. Now, I'm telling you right now, Orion, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I do not think Dad is going to give you nothing, especially that approval. He seems hard as nails. Dad, now I get that you want to ask the burning questions, but please let this man enjoy this reception. Wait until y'all had that meet and greet with that unnecessary brunch that y'all like to do in the morning that we don't need and they should be going down to a therapist instead. Wait till y'all do that. But stop asking this man all these questions and being all mean. Daddy is judgy boots. And it made me wonder, how close are he and Lauren? Because she ain't even mentioned him. He just showed up at the wedding. And then when he asked how he felt about them getting married, she was like, he said it was strange. But I just love my mom because she was non-judgmental. So she already know that daddy is judgy. Daddy, please calm down. Emily and Brennan. So her bridesmaids are asking if she lived up to the expectations. And he was like, yeah, you'll say anything. He said he's had previous relationships for like as long as 2 years, but in his last relationship, he was close, but no cigar. I wouldn't let them anywhere near my new husband. Do you hear me? Because they secretly hate Emily, and that's just that on that. I wouldn't let them ask no questions, but that's just me. Emily is over here talking too much to his friends. So they have some reservations. They're like, yeah, we think you're cool, but we have some reservations. So of course, Emily, mouth almighty, she's over there. Oh, yeah, I've never been in a relationship. I mean, I could have been, but I just have never been. Emily, you should have worn a red dress, honey, because the red flags are waving. Why are you telling them this? Meanwhile, the frenemies are asking how he felt about her never being in a relationship and letting him know that they tried to hook her up, but, she just never liked any of the men they tried to hook her up with. And I'm like, why are y'all telling him that? All y'all talk too much, and I can see why y'all friends. His friends are like, if you've never been in a relationship, how are you ready for a marriage? Yes, please ask the questions. Make it make sense. If you've never been in a relationship, that's very serious. Okay, I know a lot of people are taking it lightly, like, okay, she's never been in a relationship and her first one is a marriage. It doesn't work like that. You need to know what you are getting into. Because the first time it gets hard, you're going to run. Why? Because you haven't made those mistakes before and you were unable to correct them. So this time is going to be trial and error, and it probably will spontaneously combust and not the erotic combustion that Dr. Pepper's be talking about. Moving forward. So they told her with him, she needs to keep the lines of communication open and don't be a bad texter. A bad texter? Is that the standard in a marriage? Because I ain't got time to sit up and text all day long. I say, what? I don't think this gonna work. He wants to be married only once, and it's forever. You ain't getting out. You in, you ain't getting out. And she hasn't even had a real relationship. This is going to be very hard to navigate. I don't think Emily is ready for this type of responsibility because it takes a lot. And Brennan is going to say something that she doesn't agree with, and it's over. Okay, she is going to get up and walk around out his life because she has no incentive to stay. Decision day is upon us. Claire and Cameron. So she's taking Cameron over to talk to her grandmother, which I thought was the cutest thing ever. She's been married for 67 years. She's giving them all this sweet advice. She tells them don't point out the imperfections. Think of what they do right instead of thinking of what they do wrong. And I was like, oh, her name was Gigi. I said, oh, Gigi. I just loved listening to her. She was the best part of the episode to me. But y'all know how I feel about the grandmothers. So maybe there's that. But baby, she was the best part of it to me. Lauren and Orion. So he's telling his friends, I just keep looking back for her. I just can't get over it. I'm like, woo, can we leave? Can we talk? Come on, let's get a little bit closer. Meanwhile, she's like, yeah, I'm getting kind of mom vibes from him. Mom vibes? Sis, why are you getting mom vibes from him? What are you talking about? Now, I know he wearing his earrings, honey, but that's cultural. That ain't got nothing to do with him being your mama. What are you saying? I said, what? Lauren, we do not want to get mom vibes from our husband. That's when I realized that she was not all the way attracted to him like she's saying. She's like, yeah, it's like he's my security blanket already. Now, one could say that she meant she feels very comfortable with him like she did with her mom. So he comforts her in that way. But the way she worded it made it seem like, I mean, not very much romantic, but somebody that I can count on. BFFs. I'm just saying. And of course, every season they start asking if they're going down to Pound Town. Moving forward. Back over with Emily and her big mouth. She's like, yeah, I mean, there's some sexual chemistry. I mean, we could hook up. We're married. Oh, Emily, please put a muzzle on it. Everyone does not need to know everything that you think. My goodness. And girl, it is not hooking up with your own husband. You don't hook up with your husband. Okay, this isn't the Jersey Shore, Snooki. You don't hook up with your husband. Emily is there for a good time, not a long time. Side note, we are spending entirely too much time at these boring receptions. These people ain't really even got nothing to talk about, really. Let's get to the bed of roses so we can get on the plane and land in Mexico. Like, why are we over here still at this reception, two-stepping and whatnot? So, baby, it's finally time to leave the reception. Oh, I got so happy. So we getting ready to head to the hotel. Now, everybody's making their exit. And the one that I really liked was Cameron and Claire's. The way they left the reception with the man pedaling the bike and them sitting behind, I was like, that is so cute. Now, listen, I don't ever plan to get married again in life. But if I did let somebody, trick me into marrying them, I'm definitely going to use that. Because that was so cute to me. And that was the end of the episode. Baby, we didn't even get to make it down to the honeymoon. We didn't even get a chance to make it to the bed of roses. But listen, y'all, I might have spoke too soon. Okay, I might have spoke too soon because I took a poll as to whether or not I should continue Married at First Sight. But baby, judging from these previews, this season is going to be a wild ride. Now, it looks like Lauren slept with someone else. Now, I don't know if that someone else was before she got married and she told him a story and now he's upset. Because if that's the case, Orion, she hasn't judged you once. But Lauren, if you cheated on that man, girl, say what? And then somebody has a major accident, honey. Blood is everywhere. We got to go down with the EMTs. And then on top of that, Claire is crying. Cameron is like, do you want to be with me? I said, baby, this is too much. So y'all keep on coming back every week because we're going to get into the mess. And when it really starts to get good, I'm going to decide if we're going to have our lives or not. But baby, this right here's a fool. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about the episode if you watched. If you didn't, I filled you in. We are now officially out of the weddings. Oh, and also, Michael came back. So I think they're going to try to give him another bride. Ooh, wait. This is something else. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.